I'm Robert Frank. I've been teaching economics at Cornell University since 1972. The course that I'm going to describe to you is the introductory microeconomics course taught in the Johnson Graduate School of Management. It's a course that I designed primarily to try to overcome some of the problems that we've seen emerge in introductory courses around the world. The distressing evidence is that students don't learn anything in those courses. What we know is that the students who take them then are given tests 6 months after they've completed them to probe their understanding of basic economic concepts. And they don't score any better on those tests than other students who've never even taken an economics course. That's, in my mind, a shockingly bad performance. We spend many hundreds of thousands of person hours on the course each year, hundreds of millions of dollars if you add up all the costs. And really, it's a miserable showing, I think you have to say. And I think the main reason that we don't do well is that we throw too much at the students. Instructors ask themselves, how much can I cover today? And now with technology, you can show students 100 slides in an hour, but that's really not the right question to be asking. You really want to ask, how much can they take away from our conversation today? And in what form would be the best way to package the ideas that you'd like them to carry out with them? And what I've discovered over the years, quite by accident, is that there's a particular assignment that teaches students the guts of economics much more effectively than any other. I call it the economic naturalist writing assignment. The assignment is very simple. You're supposed to pose an interesting question based on something that you've experienced or observed personally, and then use basic economic principles, the kinds of things we'll discuss in the class, to try to craft an economically plausible answer to the question. It's not so easy to do that the first time you try it. Many of the questions that students submit on the first try are not really all that interesting, but some manage to succeed even on the first try. But what's encouraging to me is that by the time they turn in their second paper, that's at the end of the term, the questions they've posed are almost always interesting, and the answers they offer in response to them are economically plausible. And students come back 10 years later, they want to tell me about other questions they've been thinking about in the meantime. So what evidence we have suggests that they not only don't get worse in economics when they're in the years following the course, they get better because they keep practicing and applying the ideas that they learn. And the nice thing about that is that there really are only about a half a dozen ideas that do most of the heavy lifting in economics. And if you work with those ideas repeatedly over the course of a semester, you can actually master them to a far greater degree than many people who are graduate students in economics even have done. So the first lecture in the course is a lecture patterned after one I gave at Authors at Google some years back when my book compiling some of the best examples that my students had submitted over the years. That lecture is available. They did a nice video recording of it, and in lieu of the first lecture of the course, we're just going to run that, and you'll get an idea of what the economic naturalist lecture is all about. So I hope you enjoy the course. You'll learn some simple ideas that'll help you understand what you see out there.